Hello, everybody. It's me, Mrs. Cubbage, and it is Wednesday, and it is time for Etiquette class. Etiquette class with Mrs. Cubbage is sponsored by Vibrant Souls Health and Wellness. You could find them on Instagram or you could email them at vibrantsouls@gmail.com. Well, here in America, on this side of the hemisphere, it is winter. And we are fully into winter. However, in the Pittsburgh area, the winter weather hasn't quite taken over yet. And we are actually okay with that. We're okay with that. But there are some winter etiquette things that you should know, especially those of you who are experiencing winter. Now, people who are in places like Brazil right now are actually experiencing summer. Brazil, Chile, places of those of that nature. So, for those of us who are in the winter season, there are some winter etiquette things that you do need to know. Of course, when we get into the summertime, we will discuss summer etiquette. However, we are in the winter months here in America, and winter here can be wonderful. It can be amazing, but you just have to know your etiquette. Number one, you must be prepared. You never know when, in the wintertime, when that crazy winter weather might hit. So you must be ready and you must be prepared, okay? You must layer, okay? Especially when you are outside. You must layer up your clothes because you never know. You could get stuck. You could get stuck somewhere. You could be at work or be somewhere where the heat goes out or something of that nature. You never know. You never know what might happen especially in the winter. You just never know what might happen, period. So you always want to be prepared. You must dress in layers. Okay, so you might want a t-shirt, or over your t-shirt you might want a sweater. Over your sweater you might want a jacket. You might need a hat or some earmuffs, gloves for sure. All of these things to keep you warm and prepared in a possibility of, we just don't know. Make sure, another thing is, especially at your home, you want to make sure that things are insulated well. You want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do so that you are not overspending on your electric bill, okay? Because you want to also be a good steward of the electricity, okay? Just in general, it's very, very important. You also want to make sure that when you do go out, if you do have a vehicle, that you get your car serviced and checked out. Because you never know, you could get stranded somewhere. Oh my gosh, terrible. And you may have to push your car or something out of a snowdrift or something. I had to do that once years ago before I met Mr. Cubbage. I had to push the vehicle out of the snow. Not fun. Not a fun thing. So you want to make sure that your vehicle is prepared for whatever type of weather that you may be experiencing. You also want to make sure that you have the proper supplies in your vehicle. You might need blankets, you might need spark plugs, you might need a tire donut, a donut tire, just in case you get a flat. You just never know. So you always want to make sure that you are prepared. Just these simple little things will make sure that you're, and there's so much more that I could go into, but I certainly want to have proper etiquette and not take up your time. But I did want to just put a couple of very important things in your head. If you want to hear any more about winter etiquette, put down in the comment section and let me know, because then I could do a part 2 if you would appreciate it. But just those little bit of things, keep those things in mind. It's very, very important, especially as the winter continues to roll on. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today. We truly do appreciate it. We pray that you are well, you and your family, and just continue to be blessed. We thank you so much for joining us. And speaking of joining us, make sure you join us live on our channel every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on the CCI Radio Show. Thank you so much for joining me for Etiquette Class with Mrs. Cubbage. I'm Mrs. Cubbage. Thank you so much, and I will see you again really, really soon. Take care.